Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. The New York Times wondered who the villain is in the story of Harry and Meghan's Netflix documentary, and surprisingly so far, it's not the royals. The Times writes, there was vivid old footage of Diana's pleading with photographers to leave her boys alone during a ski vacation. There was fresh video of Harry and Meghan being driven through Manhattan, peering nervously out the windows of their SUV for paparazzi pursuing them, as they had once pursued his mother. The newspapers reacted with predictable scorn. Net fibs, declared Rupert Murdoch's son on its website, pointing out supposed inconsistencies in their story. The Times of London said, William and Kate can breathe easy. For now, it's all the media's fault. Palace fury at Megflix, the Daily Mail said, though just how choleric the royal family was is open to debate. The Daily Express claimed the family was breathing a huge sigh of relief as Harry and Meghan's Netflix show backfires. Once the most popular members of the family after Queen Elizabeth II, now they routinely rank at the bottom in public opinion polls. Much of that may be because the drumbeat of negative coverage the couple receive in the news media. The broadcaster and former tabloid editor Piers Morgan has been particularly vitriolic. Which brings us to Piers Morgan's article in the New York Post in which he asks, who are the world's biggest victims right now? Piers pulls no punches as he writes, you might think it's the poor people of Ukraine as they're bombed, shot and raped by Putin's invading barbarians. Well, those lives have been ruined by COVID pandemic that continues to cause widespread death and long-term illness, or the millions battling crippling financial hardship and a devastating cost of living crisis that has swept the globe. But no, the world's biggest victims are in fact Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, a pair of incredibly rich, stupendously privileged, horribly entitled narcissists. If you don't believe me, just ask them. Or better yet, force yourself to sit through the first 3 installments of their nauseatingly self-aggrandizing Netflix whine-a-thon. But be warned, you'll need a bath bag. Tissues for when you laugh so uproariously, not for reasons our heroic freedom-fighting duo intended. The tears stream down your face at a very high boredom threshold. Piers quotes Meghan. Truth be told, she says, no matter how hard I tried, no matter how good I was, no matter what I did, they were still going to find a way to destroy me. Piers' reaction? Oh, please. The media, including me, only turned negative on Meghan and Harry after they married, and their behavior grew increasingly hypocritical as they preached poverty in tweets on the day she held a $500,000 baby shower in New York, used Elton John's private plane like a taxi service as they lectured us on reducing our carbon footprints, and pleaded to be left alone as they gave prime-time TV interviews. Nobody destroyed Meghan Markle. In the documentary, Meghan looks like the smirking, cynical cat who got the commercial lottery life win cream, while hapless Harry looks like a spaced-out zombie and now speaks weird Montecito therapist couch psycho babble as he tries to justify his appalling treachery towards his family and his country. And I suspect the main reason he now seems so permanently unhappy, whilst insisting he's never been happier, is because in his heart he knows he's been manipulated by a seasoned family wrecker into abandoning the people and the country he once loved. Palace Intrigue will be right back. TMZ reports that some UK media members are firing back at Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, specifically about them claiming their royal engagement interview was rehearsed, and the media was out to destroy her. Per TMZ, BBC Radio 4 presenter Mishal Hussain, who sat down with the couple in 2017 for their official engagement interview, responded to the staged claims with a bit of shade, saying, recollections may vary. Lord Hall, the Director-General of BBC at the time of the couple's engagement, responded to the documentary Noise 2, saying, Meghan's beliefs are simply untrue. The BBC's Nicholas Witchell called it an absurd claim, though adding it simply does not stand up to proper and reasonable scrutiny. The Mirror found some fans of Medieval Times were not happy with Meghan comparing a night out for a fake joust with meeting Queen Elizabeth. A statement on Medieval Times Dinner and Tournaments website reads, Medieval Times is an exciting family-friendly experience inspired by an 11th century feast and tournament. Guests are served a 4-course banquet as they cheer for one of 6 knights competing in the joust and other tests of skill. Expect almost 2 hours of jousting, swordsmanship, thrilling hand-to-hand combat. Displays of extraordinary horsemanship and falconry as part of a riveting story set in medieval Spain. Medieval Times also features an excellent bar, gift shop, hall of arms, displaying medieval artifacts, and a museum of torture. The clip in question comes when Meghan does an exaggerated curtsy as she recalls meeting the Queen for the first time. Americans will understand this. We have medieval times, dinner and tournament. It was like that. Body language expert Judy James told The Mirror Meghan's curtsy reenactment left her husband feeling uncomfortable as she suggested he performed a cut-off gesture. She said, Meghan is the more chatty and natural speaker during their interview, and here she sits talking confidently and readily in a slightly gossipy style as though talking to a girlfriend she is keen to amuse. Harry, however, is already watching her carefully, turning to gaze at the side of her face with his own facial expression, looking less turned to fun than hers. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your favourite shows. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue and good times.